what if instead of the Kage, Sasuke ended up pulling up on the Akatsuki to kill them all? Today I will be going over 5 Kage Summit Arc Sasuke vs the Akatsuki. Yes, the topic today will be Sasuke versus every single member of the Akatsuki. Of course, not all at once, since I don't think that would be fair in the slightest. How we will be doing this is starting Sasuke off healthy and reset him after every fight. And he will keep going until he stops. This will basically be a gauntlet run to how far he can get. I will strictly use the 5 Kage Summit for Sasuke, and for the Akatsuki, it will be strictly them whenever they have the cloak on. So, no Ito for any of them, or White Mask Obito. So, without wasting any more time, let's get right into it, starting with Sasuke versus Deidara. Now, this one is pretty obvious who wins since they fought in the past way earlier. In this fight, Sasuke and Deidara go pretty relative, but Sasuke does come out the winner. Or more, he survived, but compared to now in the 5 Kage Summit arc, Sasuke is way stronger and superior to that version of himself, since he's gotten stronger from fighting along with his Mangekyo Sharingan. But I don't think he would even need it against Deidara if they fought now. We know Genjutsu does not work on Deidara due to his eye being immune to Genjutsu. Even with that, Sasuke would not need Genjutsu anyways, as he should be strong and fast enough to just outright blitz Deidara before he can even react to use his clay. And again, this would make sense since he goes relative in speed to early parts of Sasuke. And 5 Kage Summit arc Sasuke should be way above in every way possible. So Sasuke clears and moves on to the next round, which would be Sasori. Now this matchup might be worse than Deidara due to Sasori being relative to early parts of Sakura, which got blitzed by a way weaker Sasuke than his 5 Kage Summit version. But I do think it would be interesting to see Sasuke fight against a puppet user, but due to the physical stat gap, I don't think Sasori would even get the chance, and I don't even think Sasuke would need to activate a Sharingan to blitz Sasori. But if he did, unlike Deidara, he does not have immunity to Genjutsu. So if Sasuke wanted to, he could probably also end it quickly with Genjutsu. So far, Sasuke could get past the first two without much difficulty. Now moving on, we have next on the list is Hidan, the immortal duo of Kakazu. Now Hidan is actually pretty formidable due to his ability to just not die, but he does state himself that he has the slowest attack speed in the Akatsuki, meaning it is even below Deidara and Sasori, which explains why people beneath him like Asuma can react to him. He is also pretty relative going against Fatigue, Kakashi, and Shikamaru. Now in terms of physical stats, Sasuke should be heavily above, but the question is how would Sasuke deal with Hidan's immortality? Well, the safest way for Sasuke to deal with this is putting Hidan under a Genjutsu and dealing with him from there, maybe burying him or just trapping him somewhere without food, since if Hidan does not get nutrients, he can die. So he can be dealt with like that. Now, although probably would deem harder than the previous matchups, I think it would still be pretty easy for Sasuke to take care of Hidan. Next would be Kakazu, his immortal partner. Now, funny enough, Kakazu is not actually immortal. He just has 5 hearts. That is the max capacity for his hearts. Sasuke should be able to keep up with Kakazu since he does have relative scaling to Hidan and is as well relative to base Naruto and Fatigue Kakashi, which I mean is a few arcs behind 5 Kage Summit arc, and Sasuke upscales these versions of Naruto and Kakashi badly. Sasuke would run through all of Kakazu's 5 hearts with a few Chidoris, or he could just pop in a Matarasu on him and just watch him burn. But it's almost the damn near same result like the Hidan fight. Just easier since Kakazu is not actually immortal, his 5 hearts just makes it seem like that. Let's not even talk about Kakazu's fighting the first Kage. That's another thing that deserves an entire video about it. But moving forward on the gauntlet, we have Kisame. Sasuke vs Kisame is a good matchup since this was his brother's partner at some point. Now we are aware that Kisame is strong but can't react to V1B and V1 Raikage, while Sasuke can at least react to V2 Raikage to that point, which is above V1B and V1 Raikage, where he can just put his Amaterasu up before he reaches him, which might technically not be reacting to it, but my interpretation of it is that he reacted fast enough that his Amaterasu just appeared faster than the Raikage could get to him. In terms of reactions, this puts Sasuke pretty high. It is also shown with 3 Tomoe to be relative with V1 Raikage, so just off of speed he would blitz Kisame. Samehada could have been useful, but the speed gap between the two is just too big, which would still make this a win for Sasuke. although compared to the last matchups, it's a bit closer than before. And with concluding that, we now have Sasuke versus his brother, Itachi, which I will just save time since this fight did technically already happen. This version of Sasuke is beating Itachi. Yes, Itachi did hold back against Sasuke in the original fight, but in this fight, Sasuke, in terms of his stronger physical prowess and now has a Susanoo along with a Amaterasu, is enough to take down Itachi. And in character, Itachi would still hold back, leading to the same result, and just worse. Next on the gauntlet would be Konan. Now, since we are using all of the characters at their best, Konan would have the same prep she would have against Obito, which means she has her God technique. That makes the Sharingan and even the Kamui useless against it. So now, although I do think under normal means Sasuke would win, but with that version of Konan is pretty busted, so I do think she would win this one, but with no prep, Sasuke would come out on top. The next Akatsuki member Sasuke will be going up against is Pain. Of course, he will only be fighting the main one. Sasuke versus Pain also is a battle that is not really in Sasuke's favor, since Pain pretty much has counters to everything he can do, and he was able to go relative with Six Tails Naruto, which should be above Sage Mode Naruto. Fighting against Pain, there's just not a lot he can do, pretty much already at a huge advantage or disadvantage. I think Pain takes this one. I don't think it would just be a no-div blowout. I think Sasuke will put up a fight, but at the end of the day, Pain will definitely win. For the last matchup would be Sasuke versus Obito, which goes very similar to the last matchup, maybe even worse since Sasuke does not know the secret behind Kamui and wouldn't be able to touch Obito, and on top of that, even something like Amaterasu can be countered by Obito. Kamui are with Obito's Kamui. Best chance Sasuke would have is to use his Susanoo, but even that wouldn't help since, again, Obito could just outlast Sasuke and phase through his attacks. And with the narrative around him already built that he is Madara, Sasuke will probably already be on edge and intimidated by him, but regardless of that, Obito does take the win, and that also concludes the gauntlet, which means Sasuke almost cleared, getting up to Konan and then losing to her, Pain, and Obito. But nonetheless, he would still be able to solo majority of them without EMS. Since EMS Sasuke might be a bit different story, but I'll save that for another time or another video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and sub and like for more content like this, and I would really appreciate it. And now it's about time that I head out, and I will see you guys next video. Peace.